our main man, Jay from Copper Skillet, out there whipping up them omelets. What up, Big Jay?
God, I could use some of their breakfast.
Good morning. Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing well. How we doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. I feel good.
Good. That's what I like to hear. I just want to talk about, Klay and how the fans are kind of confused about why he's leaving, even about, getting that money and whatnot offered to him. I do want to agree with one of the callers earlier saying that he's kind of like Durant. He's always on social media. He listens to the fans. He loves the fans, but we kind of turned on him. Even after everything he gave us, after all his injuries, after being out, coming back, giving us everything he had, I feel like the fans just hurt his feelings to the point like he can't even come back, and he wants to show them, I got you. I'll show you what's up. And, going to the Lakers, he's going to, if he does, which I do think he will, he's going to play us a lot at home, and he's going to show us that, we made that mistake. And that's just what we do sometimes here. We always like to turn on people over here in the Bay. We've done it plenty of times. Remember when we booed Lake when he was trying to tell us he's coming here to bring us championships when he got rid of Ellis and that. Yep. So that is what I think happened there. And then real quick too, the truth here is if we don't get something like Ingram or Mark Cannon or whatever that kid's name is, I think it's going to be rough because we don't have another guy right now. I know you guys are high on Kuminga, but the IQ level, I think we need another guy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough.
And it's going to be tough. They're really hamstrung right now. They really are. And, Jay, thanks for the call. Let me ask you, because obviously you're the voice of the fans, asking, when Klay leaves, and we're all going to root for the Warriors. I know you are. I know I am. I'm not. We went through the dark days. This last decade has done a lot. Done some great things for a lot of people in this business, for the fans, for media members. Guys have written books. I mean, my career's taken off with the Warriors, taking off the way they have. But how much do you think that impacts Klay Thompson? Because I do remember, I don't know if it was 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons, maybe it's 2 seasons ago. Remember he made a comment about the bandwagon fans? He was like, that's just the bandwagon fans talking about these new fans that's coming around lately. They don't know what they're talking about. And then he walked it back saying, hey, I shouldn't say that. But it was obvious that he was getting something from somewhere that he was paying attention to that stuff. And Kevin Durant, as Jay mentioned on Copper Skillet, I think this is important. The fans are on social media. They have a voice. They have a voice now. It's a free platform, and stuff does get to these teams. They do. They look at Twitter. They look at what's going on Instagram. They look at the comments on what these fans are saying. I do wonder how much that's going to impact Klay Thompson and his decision moving forward, whether or not he signs with the Lakers or the Mavericks, or how much that impacted him this season, because I think there's an element to that. I think we underrate and say, you got to ignore the fans, but we forget that they are human. And now we realize how sensitive Klay Thompson is. He's in his feelings a lot because of what's happened with the injuries and not being the same basketball player. Jay may be onto something with the whole fan thing, because he's probably looking like, damn, I'm Klay Thompson. Man, what's going on here? So, and I only say that because of what he said a couple seasons ago about mentioning bandwagon fans. Remember that? Remember he said that at the podium?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a factor, like a slice of the pie. But come on, if the Warriors offered him 3 years at $72 million, $24 million, I think he takes that deal. If he gets the appropriate money in years that he was looking for, I don't think the fans had any on terms of like this whole beginning of the disrespect. Was it a part of his own mentals? Sure. I don't dismiss. But if you don't think that the organization and whatever the hell was going on with the staff and him and the players and the negotiations and all that was the start of everything and is the big slice of the pie, like that to me is foolish. I don't think anyone makes sole decisions based off of.
I'm not saying that at all. I wasn't saying that at all. I said it was a piece of the pie.
I will grant you that.
But I never said it was the end all be all. Oh, hey, the fans, blah, blah. No, they're not going to impact them. But what I was saying was I wonder how much that goes into account of Klay Thompson sitting back on his boat in the water. He's thinking like, damn, I'm looking at Instagram and Twitter. I'm just getting cooked. Like the guy posted, they're going to talk about your 0 for 10 right now. And he goes, hey, young fella, hope all is well. Work on your game. I'll pull it for you. Best of luck. Make sure you eat your vegetables. Remember that? Like I know, he's commented to people. So I'm not saying, again, Shasky, I'm not saying it's everything. But I do wonder in today's day and age with social media now coming to play more so than ever, and these players being on social media and growing up with social media, I don't think we could just dismiss the fan impact. I'm not saying it's 50% of everything, 75% of everything, but it is. I think it is a factor now.
It is, but I also think like when you're a player, there's a responsibility to focus on what you can control. You can't control your social media account. So if I was, again, this is easy for me to say, but if I was one of these guys, I would take this phone and I would say, because I'm established. Social media can only enhance or diminish my thought process, right? And get me in a sour place. If I knew it was that affecting my mentals, because I'll admit it, I've talked to a therapist. I'm currently not, but I was for the longest time. And like different things, like I needed to cut certain people out of my life. If I knew social media was affecting me that much, I would cut it out of my life and I would give it to someone who's part of my business team, because these guys all have different business teams. And I'd say, you handle what you can control. I don't want to see those things. Well, and that's how I would do it. It's easy for me to say. Some of these guys live on social media.
Exactly. Hey, what if you want to date?
Do you think Steph is looking at all the social media comments?
Oh, he does. Oh, he was looking at social media at halftime at games.
He could clearly compartmentalize some of it.
But not everybody can do that.
But if you know
that's what makes Steph one of one.
No, I know, but if you know that you can't, then I think it's only in your best interest to hand that off to someone else. Like my wife doesn't have any social media.
Right. That's her, but social media is a part of our life now. Like as much as I want to get rid of social media, part of me is like, you know what? I need it.
Why does a basketball player
No. But also, I like to reconnect with people I grew up with.
Okay.
That's my only avenue to keep in contact with people I grew up with.
But you could create a private account and control it that way. So like for me, in terms of like, so because when I go to games, I don't hear at the Warrior games, I didn't see people outwardly screaming at Klay Thompson.
It's more so social media.
I agree
what
with
we're talking about. And so I'm not saying it's the biggest impact in the world, but what if guys want to slide in DMs with these ladies and they're single? It's their prerogative to do that. They shouldn't have to just say, hey, man, we're going to get rid of it. But some people see those comments, you're like, damn. And you see them, like I see the comments, man, I got called so many names over the weekend for just saying Will Smith reminded me of Buster Posey. And I got raked over the coals. I'm like, damn. And then I saw Dumas have an interaction, and people talk bad about him to the point where Dumas was ready to say, yo, just come to crowd and say that to my face or something like that, which you can't do. However, that's what, like, who gives people the right to just call people an asshole? I'm saying I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. No one does,
but here's what I would say to you, B. If you were coming in here and it was affecting your mental frame of mind, I, as a friend, would tell you, like, hey, man, maybe we should just deactivate the damn thing.
Well, I just block people. That's why I care. And,
you know what I mean?
Me personally, I hear what you're saying, but also I like talking that talk. I don't mind talking trash back to fans. Me personally, but I realize that, hey, Fonte, you're on the radio. You got to be better than that. You got to be above that.
That's what the athletes are being told now, too. Especially someone, like, it's one thing if you're an 18-year-old prospect like my nephew Joey, who's trying to get drafted by the major leagues and is also trying to go to the Power 5 school. Like, his dad controls his social media for that reason. But, like, this is all part of being a professional athlete, right? There's a reason why Brock Purdy's a great example. I don't see Brock Purdy responding to anybody on anything, and I'm sure he just but he's different. But he hands it over to somebody else, and that guy handles it, or person or woman or whoever.
Just leaves it alone.
You know, and that would be the course of action I would take, especially if I had multiple $100 million contracts already in the bank.
But everybody's different. Everybody's different. Everybody's different.
But if you're going to take that leap, you can't use it as a crutch.
But no, I'm just saying but what Jay and Copper Skillet was saying basically was like the fans, seeing your own homegrown fan base kind of turn on you on social media. When you were born here and you helped bring the most success this organization has ever had over a decade, and you're getting disrespected online because that's how we live our lives nowadays. We're online all the time. That's how we live our lives in 2024, unfortunately. We have to live it through Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. You're going to be behind on all the news, on everything that's happening. You got to do it. It's part of our lives now. All right, you're all listening to 95.7 again, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey Sports Station, always live on the free Odyssey app. Don't forget that you can also watch us every single day on our Twitch and Twitter streams and YouTube, of course, brought to you by First NorCal Credit Union. For a low rate auto loan, apply online or just ask for First NorCal Financing. Got to do that. All right, what's coming up in the game? Brought to you by Safe. We're going to reset everything on the other side. We'll get to SF Bay Drummer. We'll get to Jacob. We'll get to everybody here. 888-957-9570.